All right, local swell trackers, Friday the 4th, getting ready for a big weekend. We're doing a little hindcasting going back to last Friday, December 4th. We have these big storms just tracking through our El Nino winter, and this guy over here brought us plenty of waves for the Vans Triple Crown Great Finale, and actually had some fantastic waves all the way through Friday. Starting in the animation, just wanted to show you how many fetches there were. And again, this was the culprit right here for this entire week's long fetch. Now here's the big one here. That one that you saw right there is coming down for some 20-second forerunners in the morning. I'll stop the animation here. We get a closer look. So this was the guy for this week, and this is the guy for this weekend. Really high seas, 35 feet. The thing noses to within 1,200 miles of us, and less swell decay time in the open ocean. Thus, we're looking at 12, maybe 14 feet of open ocean swell at 16 to 18 seconds, enough to get us into the outer reefs late Saturday afternoon, maybe even early afternoon. We'll wait and see what tomorrow brings. Forerunners could be popping 20-plus seconds as early as in the morning. And we'll keep you dialed in. Again, a little bit of conflicting data coming through, but all in all, we can guarantee you it's going to be whomping all the way through the night and 18-plus Sunday morning from this guy right here. You can see it had a captured fetch when the storm's center and wave field moves the same direction as the seas on its southwest flank, or the fetch area. Allows the duration of the fetch to increase as well as the length, and thus bigger waves. And you can see how close this thing got to us as it passed off to our north. And it was a whomper. And then we get some big storms coming off here off of Japan again for next Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me get to that. Taking a look at the storm that's going to be producing some waves for the Pe'ahi Challenge, part of the Big Wave World Tour, the WSL, on Sunday. Green light. This is the guy right here. Now, Jaws, due to the bathymetry, will act like a laser with the open ocean swell and focus it in. Yep, most spots are like a flashlight, but Jaws is like a laser. And we could see some 25-foot local scale waves of 40, 45-foot faces, and they're going to be paddling into these mothers from this guy right here. Now, I wanted to bring up the next storm that comes off the same region with another captured fetch. It's a complex low, meaning several centers, just a huge area of low pressure, that will be lasting a long time. Now, that guy will be peaking out, filling in Tuesday, peaking out at, almost as big as this last one on Sunday. One will be more west on Wednesday, but will still be plenty big with outer reefs, Waimea action west-northwest. And then Thursday, the 10th of December, we have a guy that fills in, that pops on the charts here, our side of the 180 dateline, about 1,200 miles away from us here. That guy has potential. See how it intensifies as it heads off into the Gulf, bringing giant waves to Alaska and the West Coast. And for us, for right now, it's not really planning on bringing us some huge waves. We're just going to be counting on some 8-foot waves at this point, and that'll be week after next. But I wanted to show you the long rangers. The giant extra large swells are going to discontinue, but we're going to get some sizable surf from this one, is my guess. Now we're going to take a quick peek down under. We've had some background swell, not a whole lot going on, pretty zonal, some storminess way up here to the north, maybe adding a little bit of two-fin energy. We do have some zonal energy later in the forecast period, but all in all, we're looking pretty quiet down under. That summer that never would end, lasted really well into even November, is finally quieting down. The northern branch in the jet stream, I'll show you that in a bit. It's looking better than the southern branch, but we get most of our low pressure development, down below. So we may see a little bit of something. We've had something over the last few days of 2 feet, maybe 2.5. Then Thursday the 10th, we may see something, and then on the 14th. So the 10th and the 14th, check the 10-day forecast at surfnewsnetwork.com if you're a premium member, 5-day forecast for free members. We appreciate your support, and when you do sign up for Surf News Network, you support Surfrider and Access Surf. So I'm going to click in the animations one more time, and these are the hindcasts. So we do have weaker winds and not the best of angles, but we'll take you to the current model showing you this weak gale system coming in up underneath New Zealand. That's a sketchy for mid-month, and then we have another shot of some of that. You see how it has a beautiful northeast track, but the winds are very weak, and it's got 5,000 miles to travel up to us. So only background swell energy, but the southern shores, based on what we're looking at right now, will not go mill pond flat. And of course, the main thing that we're going to be seeing in the next week or so is west wrap, and that'll be more significant than the southern sources. Taking a look at the jet stream, it is low. It has dropped down. It has elongated. It's consolidated almost to the west coast. It will be doing so. This is a signature of El Nino. We are in a strong El Nino. It is actually one of the strongest we've seen in decades. And look at this beauty. It gets all the way to the west coast here through early next week. And again, this jet enhances the formation of storms and steers their path once they do form, and we are seeing a bunch of that. It's all right in line, and it's still in progress. More coming. So we do see a bit at the end of next week, Thursday the 10th, a bit of a weakening and a thinning of the jet, and a bit of a semi-split. We are going into a relative quiet period. We did see that one system that popped near the date line, but they're not forming in the typical region off Japan, and this is why you're seeing this bit of a disruption in that beautiful elongated jet stream. But that's okay. It can certainly build back. Okay, let's take a look at the hand-drawn surface charts. You see those big low pressures that are bringing us in our extra large surf? Still are in a trade wind pattern because of the high pressure gradient between them, but they are going to be weakened. And in fact, because of these fronts that you see associated, the blue lines associated, those are fronts associated with the low pressures, the tail of the low, and that's going to be shifting our winds for a day from the low coming over here to the southeast. So Monday, we're looking at variable southeast sea breezes for one day, and then the trade winds will fill back in as the low pressures pretty much beat out the highs. But off and on, the highs will reassert themselves and allowing for the trade winds to continue. This is a pattern of a beautiful winter setting up for our big wave ride. We'll take a look at the more beautiful models here, the more high-tech, high-gigabyte models. You can see this storm right here, already off into the Gulf. That's going to be the one that's bringing our waves up here for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and bringing us up here for Tuesday, Wednesday is this fetch forming here off of the Kurils and Kamchatka. But wow, are we looking good. Let's take a look at the water vapor loops. Features 20,000 feet up. The brown areas are the dry sinking air. We are clearly in a stable air mass here in Hawaii with the intertropical convergence zone staying well away from us, but lighting up pretty good. You can see some of the storm activity from those lows trying to get close to us, and by Monday we will see a front disrupting the trade winds for a spell. Drilling down, you can see the wisps from the intertropical convergence zone, where the trade winds from the north pack meet the trade winds from the south pack near the equator, and the east flow of the lower level clouds, and allowing for some great conditions on the north shore. Drilling down a little bit further gives you a better view of it. I put the winds on here so you can see exactly 10 to 20 trades through the weekend, again with beautiful weather and giant waves, and very dry. You can see only a few windward and Mauka showers. All in all, we're super good as far as the weather goes. And that's your update. We'll be back here next weekend with your local swell tracker. Mahalo for being here.